Welcome to the Stormsurf video surf forecast for the Indian Ocean for the week starting Sunday, July 13th. Brought to you by Kandui Resort in Mentawai Islands, a great place to go surfing. First up, we take a look at significant wave heights for the Indian Ocean. Good area of 30+ foot seas, 32-foot seas, aimed decently towards the Mentawai Islands and certainly towards southwest Australia. Secondary area near 30-foot seas, but these are aimed more towards Tasmania and points south of there, and another developing area of seas under South Africa in the 26-foot range, again aimed pretty well at the major targets in the Indian Ocean. First, let's take a look at jet stream level winds. These are winds up at 30,000 feet, jet stream level. Troughs, that is pockets of winds pushing to the north, help form low pressure at the ocean surface, which in turn generates swell. Ridges, that is winds pushing to the south, promote high pressure and help not generate surf. So, as of the moment, something that almost resembles a trough trying to develop under South Africa. Another trough here associated with low pressure that we saw in the previous image is just south of southwest Australia. Let's put this into motion. To roll it out, developing trough here. Again, in the southwest Indian Ocean on Monday evening. Bit of winds here. This suggests that most of the fetch in the low will follow the winds in the upper atmosphere or more pointed to the south, but there is some fetch in the upper atmosphere pointing towards the Mentawais. Roll this out. Actually, this trough continues. This is the one we saw earlier under under South Australia. This trough gets even better organized. Pretty well-developed trough there. And builds in coverage, almost filling the South Indian Ocean basin as of Wednesday evening. And a bit of another trough, it looks like, is coming into the picture by Thursday under South Africa. So lots of opportunity as we roll this out, and yet a better developed trough on Sunday, almost a week out. So looks like quite a bit of opportunity for gale development, at least per the upper level models. Let's go take a look down at the surface. So here we go, surface level pressure, surface level winds. The current gale just beyond southwest Australia, 35 knot winds in pockets, broad area 30 knot winds with a small area of 45 knot winds, all aimed up in this region. Swell seems likely for this area. Of more interest though is another gale, 45 knot winds pushing well to the north, on the Great Circle Pass to the Mentawai Islands, actually pushing a bit north almost of them, but not bad here in the, what is that, about the 225, 230 degree Great Circle Pass to the Mentawai Islands, and let's see if there's any of this at, not so much at Western Australia. Let's put it into motion. Roll this out. That low continues to develop, actually looking better over time. Again, towards the Mentawai Islands, about the 220, 218 degree path, and looks like it's getting some traction now towards Western Australia on Monday. Continue to roll it out, it builds, but falling south a bit, and now taking more aim at Western Australia, right up the, it's hard to see here, about 222 degree path, and towards the Mentawais, absolutely 210 or so degree path. Roll this out some more, and then it sort of starts falling south and falling apart, but more secondary fetch developing north of it. We roll this out, we're into Friday now. Continued stormy pattern in this area, nothing super well organized, and then another system starts pushing under South Africa on Saturday with 45 knot winds, there we go, and in the 40 knot range, covering a pretty good area, again aimed well at the Mentawais and not as well at Western Australia. And we're out at the 180-hour mark. Let's go take a look at the ocean surface. So now we're taking a look at significant wave heights for the Indian Ocean, and we're actually going back in time to Wednesday. A gale developed under South Africa, 30-foot seas. Watch this. Not so much the size, but just the continuity of 30-plus foot seas traversing the whole way across the southern Indian Ocean into where we are currently, 18Z on Sunday. So for sure, swell is in the water, pushing to all the targets, 17, 18-second period swell. Another good run of surf expected midweek at a minimum. Now we're at current. We'll put this into motion. This system off of West Australia continues to evolve. Large stormy swell is expected in this area almost immediately. New system developing under Madagascar on Monday. 30-foot seas, kind of falling south a bit, building to 36, 38 feet, pushing south some, but still on the Great Circle Pass. What is that? About the 205 it looks. No, not even quite that. About 198 degree path to the Mentawai Islands, sideband energy, and relative to Western Australia, a little bit better, 216 or so. Roll that out, and that system it just bleeds along. Still continued 22, 24 foot seas, good for 13, 14 second period swell. Just a non-stop swell machine. The Indian Ocean has been the most active ocean all summer long and continues in that path. And then here we go. We're 162 hours out. We're into a week from Sunday. Another gale pushing under South Africa and looking pretty solid indeed. We're at 180 hours out. Long distance swell, 220 degrees to the Mentawai Islands, and about the 226 degree path into Western Australia. So the week looks pretty good. A fair amount of activity still on the chart. And we have a new tool here. The entire week's significant wave heights, all on one chart. So you sort of get to see the extent of coverage. These are seas 20 foot or greater, and clearly the 30-foot sea blocks stand out. But all this is good for 13-second period swell or more. So there's a lot of energy, relatively speaking. You look at the entire coverage, the entire southern Indian Ocean is covered with 20-foot or better seas at some point over the coming week. This is a good pattern. This suggests a lot of swell on the way. And a quick look at surf forecast. Mentawai Islands, swell, as we talked about, arriving Wednesday, peaking Thursday, 10-foot range at least, and going well out through the week with next to no winds at all. And the Margaret River area, large but stormy swell, 30-foot sea high or wave heights projected starting Monday, Tuesday, tapering down, but with winds in the 17, 20 knot range out of the west, slowly clocking around south and then lightening up pretty good by about Thursday. So that looks like the better time frame. Decent period, 17-second period, working its way down to 15. So lots of swell in the area of the Indian Ocean. Looks like a good week to be there. Go get some waves. Thank you. This has been the Stormsurf Video Surf Forecast for the week Sunday, July 13th. Brought to you by our friends at Kandui Resort in the Mentawai Islands. KanduiResort.com. Go check them out. Great place to go surfing. Great place to stay. Very friendly people. Thanks. We'll do this again next week. Same time, same channel.